Do you feel like someone's negativity is affecting you more than it should? You're not alone. In this video, we'll uncover the 10 hidden behaviors of a toxic person. Surprisingly, these behaviors are often overlooked, yet they can wreak havoc in relationships. Statistics show that 1 in 4 people struggle with a toxic individual in their life. Not addressing these behaviors can lead to lasting emotional damage. It's vital to recognize and manage these traits for your own peace of mind. By the end of this video, you will understand how to protect yourself from toxicity. Let's start. 1. Play Jackal and hide. Ever met someone who's the ultimate Jekyll and Hyde? Toxic individuals are masters at hiding their dark side. On the surface, they may charm your socks off, but underneath lurks a whole different story. For example, the office sweetheart, who's everyone's favorite, is always ready with a smile and a helping hand. Yet, when the boss isn't looking, they play puppet master, manipulating situations for personal gain. It's the classic Jekyll and Hyde scenario. They are masters at skillful manipulation. They possess an uncanny ability to switch between personas seamlessly, leaving you wondering if you're dealing with Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. Their charm can be disarming, making it tough to see the manipulation at play. A person like this will rarely own up to their mistakes, instead diverting attention to others. It's a red flag that the sweet colleague might be a scheming Hyde after all. Remember, not all smiles are genuine, and not all helpers have pure intentions. 2. You have to prove yourself to them. Dealing with a toxic person is like navigating a maze where the rules keep changing. One hidden behavior that sets them apart is their incessant need for validation. You find yourself in a perpetual game of proving your worth. They thrive on creating an environment where your achievements are never quite enough. If you share a success, instead of a congratulatory nod, they raise an eyebrow and ask, "Is that all?" This constant need for validation becomes a vicious cycle where your efforts are never sufficient. Moreover, toxic people excel at the art of one-upmanship. No matter what you've accomplished, they always have a story that tops yours. It's a subtle way of belittling your achievements, making you feel like you must continually strive for their elusive approval. 3. Take more than they give. You probably know that friend who always seems to take without giving an ounce in return. That's a classic sign of a toxic person. Such people excel at making withdrawals from the relationship bank without ever making a deposit. It's like being in a one-sided friendship where you're the perpetual giver and they're the eternal taker. This behavior not only fosters resentment, but also erodes the foundation of any healthy connection. Take, for instance, the colleague who always needs your help but conveniently disappears when you require assistance. It's a subtle but powerful way toxic individuals maintain control. Psychologists suggest that individuals who habitually take more than they give may exhibit traits associated with narcissism or a sense of entitlement. It's as if they believe the world owes them something, and they are entitled to exploit those around them for their own benefit. 4. Always the victim. Toxic people are masters at the art of playing the victim, concealing their harmful behaviors behind a facade of innocence. These folks are the maestros of playing the eternal victim, turning every conversation into a one-man pity party. Imagine sharing your day with a friend, and suddenly they swoop in with tales of their endless struggles, eclipsing any chance for your stories to see the light. It's like they have a GPS that guides every chat back to the intersection of Misery Street and Poor Me Avenue. They skillfully exploit guilt to get their way, using phrases like, "You don't understand what I've been through," or "I'm always the one who suffers." This emotional manipulation fosters an unhealthy dynamic in relationships. If you have a co-worker who always blames their missed deadlines on a chaotic personal life, spoiler alert, they might just be expertly dodging responsibilities, hiding behind a curtain of victimhood. 5. Seems to exaggerate everything. You've probably met someone whose stories always seemed a bit too grandiose to be true. Well, guess what? You might be dealing with a toxic exaggerator. These people have a knack for turning a simple trip to the grocery store into an epic saga. They have a tendency to blow things out of proportion, making the mundane sound like a blockbuster movie. You're casually chatting about your weekend plans, and suddenly they claim they're embarking on a daring mission, to save a rare species of butterfly in the Amazon rainforest. This exaggeration extends beyond storytelling. Even minor achievements become Herculean feats in their narratives. No matter what you've experienced, they've been there, done that, and probably have a trophy to prove it. This behavior not only diminishes genuine accomplishments, but also creates an atmosphere of competition where everything is a contest. 6. Make you doubt yourself. Toxic individuals have a knack for leaving you questioning your own sanity. One subtle behavior is their exceptional talent for gaslighting, making you doubt your own perception of reality. They twist facts, manipulate situations, and then skillfully convince you that your instincts are off. Another hidden gem in their arsenal is the art of subtle put-downs disguised as jokes. These seemingly innocent remarks eat away at your confidence over time. You start wondering if you're just being too sensitive or if there's any truth to the jokes. It's a classic toxic move to keep you on shaky ground emotionally. For instance, they might deny saying hurtful things, leaving you wondering if you imagined it. It's a twisted dance that leaves your confidence in tatters. They shower you with praise one day, only to withdraw it the next. This roller coaster of approval messes with your self-worth. Remember, it's not about you, it's their game. 7. Like to leave you waiting. Those silent treatments can be a toxic person's trump card. Imagine you mustering the courage for that difficult conversation, pouring your heart out, only to be met with radio silence. It's a manipulative tactic that can leave you hanging in a sea of uncertainty, questioning every word you utter. The deliberate withdrawal makes you second-guess yourself, pondering if you've stepped on a landmine of their sensitivities. It's like when someone confronts his friend about a disagreement, only to be met with a wall of silence. Days turned into weeks, and the doubt crept in. Did I go too far? Was the friendship irreparably damaged? The toxic person orchestrates this emotional turbulence, knowing it will leave you feeling wounded, vulnerable, and desperate for resolution. This silent treatment not only hurts, but also reveals a stark truth about the relationship. If they won't invest the effort to engage in the necessary conversations, it raises questions about the depth of the connection. 8. Abuse their power. Toxic individuals often wield power as a weapon, leaving a trail of destructive behaviors in their wake. They have a tendency to abuse their power, manipulating situations to their advantage. They thrive on controlling others, using their influence to stifle dissent and maintain dominance. Take your classic office scenario. You've got this toxic boss who's not just leading, but dominating. They swoop in to steal credit for your brilliant ideas, and suddenly you're left wondering if you even had a voice. It's a power play, plain and simple, and it's not just confined to the office, it can spill over into personal relationships too. Now, let's not forget the charm offensive. Toxic individuals often cloak their power moves in charisma, making it hard to see the manipulation until you're knee-deep in it. So, keep your radar on, spot these power plays, and break free. 9. Use the word I incessantly. Do you know someone who just can't stop talking about themselves? Well, that's one hidden behavior of a toxic person, their incessant use of the word I. It's like they have a one-person show, and you're just an extra in their drama. For example, you're having a conversation about your day, and suddenly they manage to turn it into an epic saga about their own experiences. Toxic individuals often use I excessively to assert dominance and keep the spotlight on them, leaving you feeling like a supporting character in your own story. But here's the kicker. This behavior goes beyond mere self-centeredness. Studies show that excessive use of the first-person pronoun can be linked to narcissism, a key trait of toxic personalities. It's not just a linguistic quirk, it reflects a deeper need for constant validation and attention. 10. Live in an empathy-free zone. Sometimes you feel like you're tiptoeing around someone's emotions, afraid of saying the wrong thing. That might be because you've encountered someone thriving in the empathy-free zone. These folks have a knack for turning compassion into a foreign concept, one of their favorite pastimes, playing emotional charades where your feelings are the ball and they're the juggler with no intention of catching. In this zone, apologies are as rare as a unicorn sighting. Toxic individuals excel at shifting blame, making it feel like you're caught in a perpetual game of emotional tag. If you're puzzled by their lack of remorse, welcome to the toxic symphony, where empathy is the missing note. An interesting fact is that studies show a correlation between empathy and emotional intelligence, and toxic people often lack the latter. For instance, they might struggle to read social cues and misinterpret emotions. If you have made it this far, comment down below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.